Good morning.
Good morning.
Today we're talking about how to turn your lowest performing employees into rock stars in your team and how to do it without being the bad guy or without hand holding. Because let's face it, when we don't have time as leaders to handhold, to drag people along, and being the bad guy, that's not why we stepped into a leadership position to start with. We wanted to be different than that. We had a plan for ourselves, an ideal. And I want to be able to show you the exact roadmap on how to accomplish that and stay true to the type of leader that you want to be. So, who I am, I'm Melissa. I'm an executive coach and a management consultant, and I work with leaders such as yourself, leaders who care about their people, leaders who want to build great cultures and help their employees be the best that they can be. I help them boost their influence, step into leading people first, and equip them with the strategies that help them be effective and stay aligned with who they want to be as a leader. Joining me today is Kelsey-Ann. Kelsey-Ann is part of my team, and she is my right-hand person, and I would call her more my partner than my employee, and that's kind of how we roll here at In Charge Coaching.
Definitely.
So Kelsey-Ann, we have a great opportunity for everyone who is tuning in right now, who is interested. And when it comes to performance, performance and engagement kind of go hand in hand. And what's really important to note about these things is they go up and down. You don't secure engagement, secure performance, and be like, check, got it, moving on. It's something that's constantly moving. It's something that you constantly have to have your finger on the pulse of and know what to do when it starts slipping. Because even when you have Rockstar employees, even when you have an A team, even when you are the best leader, even when you have a great alignment, the greatest of teams, you will always see this up and down motion when it comes to performance. And it's up to you to know when it's slipping, to know what to do about it, and to keep the culture and the climate where you need it to be to continue supporting performance. And one thing that doesn't work is pushing, trying to push, trying to control, telling people what to do. These things don't work. External control does not work when you're really looking for sustainable high performance. What are your thoughts on that, Kelsey-Ann?
I'm a changed person after seeing some of the results in your clients. Like, I can see how there is a shift. There is a shift with leaders who really step into the awareness of, okay, I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah, and there is a new way of looking at leadership. There is moving from this external control, pushing really hard and investing your time and trying to control situations and forcing people to do work. That's the old way, and it just doesn't work. And we're coming to a point in time where employees are also aware that this doesn't work and they want better. And so some leaders have started this shift. Some leaders are starting to be aware that this is a thing, and others are feeling they're really feeling it and looking for answers and looking to what to do instead. So if you want to know what to do instead and what's a different way to approach this, I have been doing this with my clients over the past 10 years, and I want to share it with you. So what I have in store for you is a 5-day workshop at the end of the month. And this workshop, I was giving it last year. So we went public with the workshop, and we had about 350 leaders sign up, attend, and love the workshop. And the results that we got in those 5 days are just incredible, incredible. So Kelsey Ann, I'm wondering if you have like a few statements from people who have attended the workshop and what they got from it.
Definitely. We have an attendee, and his name is Devin, and he said, I would highly recommend any session with Melissa. Her ability to connect and deep dive is amazing. Seeing my confidence level increase over time during conversations with employees after Melissa's workshop was one of the most valuable tools I have gained.
Yeah.
So that was just such a win to hear from Devin.
Yeah, and Devin, I've been in contact with him, and I know he's promoted, so he's really used all the tools and focused on relationships and developing his influence, and got promoted up into a new position. So I know today, 1 year later, he's still using everything that he learned in that 5-day workshop, and it's still working for him. So that's always a great thing to learn. So what are the tools that Devin has learned in this workshop? So let me break it down for you over the 5-day period, what we're covering, because we're covering really specific things for really specific reasons. And if you have ever worked with me, or if you know me and we've had a chance to talk, you'll know that I'm super strategic and I don't do anything for anything. So there is no fluff in my workshop. We get right into the thick of what you need to know, why you need to know it, and how to actually use it. Okay, there's far too many workshops out there that will sell you on a concept. The concept is great, except we walk away from the workshop and we don't know what to do with it. We're so excited, we know it, we share the concept with others. However, it's not up to us to convince others about these new concepts. It's up to us to know how to use and practice the concepts. We don't need to convince others. We don't need to teach others. We need to be doing it and modeling it and be it. So that's what I want to make sure that you get out of this workshop. And this is one thing that makes it different. So one thing that's really important, we talked about how performance, engagement, it moves. So the first thing that we're going to cover is, what are the signs of disengagement? What are the flags? What are you looking for? So that you can identify it before you're in trouble. The best time to intervene is before there's a problem, before you start having negative effects and losing productivity and potentially affecting the other people on the team. So prevention, number 1. Okay, so you're going to learn to identify the signs and stop disengagement before it even begins. Number 2, I'm going to take you through a framework where you're going to be able to assess your situation. So you're going to be able to bring your situation to the workshop, and I'm going to show you the framework, and you're going to identify where this situation fits. And this is going to tell you exactly your approach, what you're going to be focusing on, and how much effort you're going to need to put into this situation. So often we spend too much time in dealing with performance issues because we don't know what to do. And we don't know how to do it without having like that blowback, right? If I take action and you, Kelsey Ann, as an employee, start resenting me, start revolting, start, disengaging more, or potentially leave, that's a big problem for me. So that can keep me stuck and not taking action because of that fear of what could happen if I do, and if I do it the wrong way, or I say the wrong thing, or right. So I'm going to show you exactly what to do based on your situation And then how much effort you're going to be putting into it. Sometimes we hang on too long on situations that have no potential.
Mm.
So I want you to be able to assess how much potential does this situation have. And the reality is that I remember one of the attendees contacted me and she said, I thought for sure when I walked into the workshop, the plan was to let go of an employee, right? In her mind, it was it. There was no more potential left. However, when she was able to assess where this employee fit, or this situation, right? It's not the employee, it's the situation that we're in, where the situation fit, she did something different. And within one conversation, she was able to turn it around, job craft with this employee, and keep her on. That's magic. That's beautiful. So those are the stories that just, keep me wanting to give and to share these things. So this is a workshop that I do for free for you. I clear my calendar. So both Kelsey-Ann and I, we clear our calendar for the week. There's no other meetings. There's no clients. I have a dentist appointment. I'm about to move it. We are fully invested in this week with you and making sure that you get results.
Mhm.
And number 3, you're going to learn my 3-step influence system. So that's going to allow you, even before you go into an uncomfortable conversation with this person and to really tackle the performance issue, you're going to be able to clear the way, to kind of pave the way forward so that by the time you step into a conversation, it's no longer a hard conversation. Might be a tiny bit uncomfortable. However, you will have created the path for transformation. All right. So you're going to learn how to spot disengagement, how to stop it in its tracks. So if you are not in a situation now where you need this, you will need these tools. Okay. So come anyway. Number 2, you're going to be able to assess your situations as they arise and know exactly what to do and how much effort to put into them. And 3, you're going to learn the 3-step influence system. This is something that you will start using now, regardless of what situations are happening. You are going to look at this 3-step influence system and see that these are things that you can put into action right now with every conversation that you're having, with every employee. There was one of the participants who said that she started using it with her team right away during that 5-day workshop. And by the end of the week, her team was smiling. She said, everyone is walking in with a smile. And that hasn't happened in a very long time. That's results within 5 days. This is not like, oh, I started using it and I saw a result 2 years later. It's immediate. So Kelsey-Ann, my workshops are very different than the norm. I'm not your typical come in, sit down, for an hour and just listen and take notes. So what would you say is different? Because now you've attended lots of my workshops, mm-hmm. and in public facing and internal workshops and coaching programs. What do people need to know about the experience?
I would say they need to be open, and be prepared for like an active facilitation. So you really help people to get into those nitty-gritty details and really look at those pieces individually and see how they all fit together. And it's not necessarily, having a one-to-one conversation with you. It's you asking questions and them kind of self-reflecting about these pieces and working, having a piece of paper and working it out themselves. I've seen some leaders have some big aha moments with just a couple reframe questions from you, right? And the 3-step influence system coming into play. So yeah, there's been those big takeaways, I guess, that coming and being present. So, really taking the time for yourself and to build on your own leadership skills and closing down all those tabs and just really being present with you and with the other participants on that in that workshop or in that session. So I know the ones that I've participated in as a participant, I've gotten huge value because I've participated as well. So
And it's
yeah.
1 hour a day, right? And this can be, I've positioned it so it can be your lunchtime. So if you can take that 1 hour and, like you said, close your tab, be present and participate. You're going to come to a workshop. You're going to be doing some thinking work, because I don't want to tell you the answers. I don't want you relying on me. I want to show you, and I want to teach you how I think as a facilitator, as a team coach, when I coach performance, when I do executive coaching, who, in terms of coaching and actually leading people and team through transformations, I want you to know how that works. And I want you to be able to think like a coach. And what you're going to be getting inside this workshop are tools that I've created. So you're not going to get these tools anywhere else because they were born out of my own work. They were born out of me needing to step into situations, assess very quickly what's going on. When do I need to act? What do I need to do? How much effort do I need to put in? And what is the right approach? And so I've taken everything that I know about human behavior, choice theory, emotional intelligence, and doing the work, actually knowing what it's like to walk into problematic situations and figuring out how I am going to help transform this situation. So I've created myself some tools to be able to do that. And those are the tools that I'm going to be sharing. So you won't find these tools anywhere else. They were born out of me thinking through these problems, me finding ways for myself as a coach being able to do this work. And I'm going to take those tools and I'm going to put them in your hands.
And we've had great feedback over that workbook. Everybody loves it. We've made it fillable so that, you can bring it up and have that and take notes and really apply your strategies to the actual, what you're doing, what real leaders are doing with their team. We've had tremendous feedback on those that do the fillable, or they print the workbook and then they have it next to them and then they're able to take notes on it or whatever.
Right. The workbook is definitely a highlight. So all the tools that I'm showing inside the workshop is actually in a workbook that you're taking away, and you can just from A to Z work through the whole system. And so I've had leaders tell me that they're taking the workbook and using it for their one-on-ones. So some of them are using it like as a preparation tool and figuring it out. And some of them are actually like hauling it out with the person and starting to work with it. Some people are bringing it back to their leadership team or to their team. Some people are using it for strategizing. Some people are using it for even managing up.
Mm-hmm.
So such a useful tool. And like, I don't like to waste my time. I don't waste anybody else's time. I create tools that work because I need to be very strategic with my time. And that's what you're going to get when you come to this workshop. So the workshop is happening end of month, January 30th to February 3rd. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, that is correct. And it's 12 p.m. Eastern, so 1 p.m. Atlantic. So you can come join us on your lunch, like Melissa said. I'm going to drop the link to register. So in order to get access, we need you to register. I'm going to put the link under this video so you can save your seat so that you'll get the email that will have that Zoom link so you can come join us live.
Yeah, and I think we have more than 50 leaders signed up right now. There is a
Yeah.
limited amount of seats. At some point, we're going to have to cap it.
Yeah.
So if you want in, make sure that you register now to secure your seat. And I'm looking forward to it. Is there anything else that people need to know before we jump off?
What do they need to know? They need to know that they need to be there, that this is like, it's such a fun workshop. There's always so many learnings and so many, the people that show up, it's always great to meet and connect with people that are, have similar values and just really want to do good work within their workplaces, because we spend a lot of time with our colleagues, a
Yeah.
lot of time.
Yeah, good people, caring leaders, great questions, fantastic, phenomenal discussions.
Yeah.
I really, really love the questions. And as you join us, you come with your own questions. And so in that sense, the workshop, there is core content that we're going over, and yet there's a lot of personalization based on the questions, the people who are involved, what comes up. So I've had leaders who've attended multiple instances of the workshop, and they have gotten something different. They've gotten different perspectives based on what happened workshop to workshop. They also got to go one layer deeper. So when you learn something, going through it again, one, you will already have learned, some pieces. So you're going into it with a good foundation, and you get to look at the deeper pieces, the deeper level, instead of just trying to get yourself oriented. Now you're like coming in, okay, I know the system, I want to go one step deeper. And if you've been practicing this, you want to know how to fine tune. Like, okay, I've been doing this for 6 months, I'm still encountering this problem. You can ask me, and I'm going to help you fine tune. So that's the beauty of coming back. Some people are coming and they're bringing their colleagues, they're bringing their team, they're bringing their leadership team, they're bringing their bosses, they're bringing higher management. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to go through it together and then debrief day to day about it. So you make this a collaborative learning experience. And it's free. So if leadership development was in the cards for this year, come join me. I'll be excited to spend the week with you, and lots of growing.
Sounds
lots
great.
of development.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, I have to jump off. I have a group starting in just 2 minutes, so I have to get myself organized. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning, and I hope to see you inside the workshop. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.